Hello Fenton family! In tonight's Collector's Showcase, we'll explore Fenton's role in expanding the great heritage of the art glass color, Cranberry. Please join me.
You are watching the channel for Fenton Glass, Lamps, and Victorian Style with your host, James Bartosh.
Cranberry glass rose to its greatest esteem and prominence in the late 1800s and moving on into the early decades of the 20th century. Because of the manufacturing process and the expense of the materials involved, it was always limited to smaller batch work. This played perfectly for Fenton to carry on the mantle of this heirloom quality glass.
One of Fenton's greatest assets perhaps was their unique ability to harmonize the meticulous, handmade techniques of the past into a modern manufacturing economy, and yet remain very successful in blending the two.
Fenton would introduce Cranberry into their line in the late 1930s, and quickly two color variations would become available that would persist for generations. Cranberry would initially refer to this coloration, which we would today call Cranberry Opalescent. And this color, lacking the opalescence, would be called Ruby Overlay until it was renamed Country Cranberry in 1982 and later referred to simply as Cranberry. Yet, I'm fond of the name Ruby Overlay because it's actually perfectly descriptive of how this glass is made.
The glassmaker starts with coin gold ruby first. This layer receives its color from the introduction of pure gold into the formula. Later, the glassmaker will apply an additional layer of lead crystal in the case of Ruby Overlay, or French Opalescent in the case of Cranberry, over the coin gold ruby core.
A lot of us probably don't think of Cranberry as a cased glass like peach blow, but indeed it is a double-layered glass. Typically, the colored ruby layer is comparatively thin to the casing of crystal or French opalescent, and you can see this if you look very closely at the items.
Cranberry came at a premium because of the additional expense in the process of manufacture. Keep in mind the fact that all Cranberry items were mold blown, not pressed. Then consider the introduction of true gold in the formula. As an example of the exclusivity and luxury, keep in mind the very ornate library lamps of old were offered with Cranberry shades, whereas the vase-style parlor lamps, known now as Gone with the Wind lamps, never were. If you own a Fenton Cranberry Gone with the Wind lamp, particularly a jumbo size, you have the finest table-sized lamp in the color available.
So many fun items were made in Fenton's two Cranberry color variations, including in fun patterns like spiral optic, thumbprint, and in spot molds like Daisy and Fern and Christmas Snowflake,
as well as decorated designs like Mary Gregory. As with all quality glass, you'll get lovely variations in color depending on the play of light and shadow. The same piece can range from bright pink when fully lit to a black cherry in soft light. And because of the thick layer of leaded clear crystal, pieces which have some faceted-like surfaces such as thumbprint have a little more refraction, and you can catch a peak of rainbow color in those edges.
Fenton carried on the tradition of heirloom quality, handmade Cranberry glass, from picking up the mantle in the 1930s to carrying on through new innovations, all the way until the company's closing in 2011. Now, thanks to their efforts, future generations can enjoy the heirloom quality of the art glass color Cranberry. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next week.
Please stay with me and explore how Violets in the Snow bridged Fenton's past to Fenton's future in this short feature.
Click to see that special content now. And for other shows on differing topics, visit nfeedvideo.com.